Divine.
MCQ is a game. Have you ever thought of this? Solving MCQ as a gaming skill that you can cultivate over a period of time? So friends, I'm Dr. Sridevi. I'm doing my DNB radio diagnosis. I'm in my second year. So today I'll be discussing about MCQ as a game, which most of us don't understand and land up reading a lot and not getting the rank which we aim for. So the answer is this. MCQ is not being considered like a game by many of us. We take it hard on us considering it that it's just purely about the things we learn. No. The thing that you should understand is MCQ is a game with 4 options, and once you start approaching MCQ like a game or acquire the skill of doing MCQ like a gaming skill which you acquire, it becomes very easy. Trust me. So some of our friends and some of our seniors or juniors, you must have seen them saying, okay, they have devoted comparatively less hours of studies, or they've got a way with the MCQs. You must have, I'm sure we must have all discussed this. The answer is nothing. We fail to realize, at least the top scorers, leave them, the average scorers maybe from 2000 and plus, we fail to realize that MCQ is a game with 4 options, and we should play the game and find a way to tackle these puzzles. So how is it a puzzle? When you get a question, the first or the second or the third or the fourth option is totally unrelated to the question. So like a game, you just knock off that and you're left with 3 options. In your 8 to 9 months of preparation, I'm damn sure you must have come across these 3 options. And the technique lies in somehow playing the game and finding the right answer. So it's a combination of experience and reading and your attitude towards solving MCQs. Now let us take the other scenario where you're approaching the question like a UG second year or third year exam. This is a very wrong attitude which we fail to realize. So how does it apply? See, in a UG exam, okay, you get a question on chronic kidney disease, and the moment you see chronic kidney disease, you're like, okay, I'm not going to attempt this at all because I have not read chronic kidney disease. It's the same thing I see the students applying in the NEET PG in the same MCQs, where a student must have got more than 70% chances of getting it right, but he or she quits in the first few seconds thinking like, see, chronic kidney disease I've not read, in this MCQ I've not seen or I've not read, even without scrolling or seeing through the options. This is a very wrong attitude. So you should today onwards cultivate the attitude of gaming for solving MCQs. How do we cultivate that attitude? You should do questions every day. That is 10 to 15 questions at least every day. And when you should do this question? This questions should be done at that time when you'll be giving the exam 8 to 9 months later. Example, you should be doing these MCQs at that period of time. Your brain should get accustomed to the fact that this is the time for doing MCQs or this is the time for playing. Like in a child, like 5:30, after 5:30 it's time to play cricket. Like very similarly, your brain get accustomed to the fact that, okay, this is the time for me to exercise that skill of doing the MCQs. And it's a very effective thing. You should try it. And the very wrong thing is taking rest or sleeping. If your exam at 2 to 3, at 2 to 3, your brain will have a tendency to rest at this time when you should be taking the MCQs. So you should do MCQs, minimum of 15 MCQs, all with an attitude. Just shoo away all your previous things or concepts which you had in your mind. Take each question freshly. This is a new question and this is like a puzzle where you know 4 of the options. knocking out the options and then coming to the final answer. And all this you should prepare, you should do in your 2 to 3 o'clock or whichever time you're intended to give the exam, 8 to 10 months later. And also do the MCQs maybe before you sleep or something. You should find some time for the MCQs. Why? Because maybe I'll be able to help you with 5 to 10 tips and tricks for MCQ solving. Solid tips which you should apply, which should come automatically, like an automated thing. It should come when you see an MCQ. You will get 100 more tips when you start doing the MCQs. When something goes wrong, your brain naturally will automatically start bringing tips and tricks for yourself. So you should do the MCQs at least for some time in the afternoon and before bed, after you have done with the daily topics. This is very important because in the next video I'll be helping you with the tips and tricks how to approach the MCQs. But it is not a substitute for you not to do the MCQs. The more MCQs you do, but again this is not a substitute for not learning the theory also. So you should devote a precise set of time period for doing the MCQs. So the first very important part I've said, that is the gaming thing. And the next very important question, or the very commonly asked question, is which subject should be learned first? So I see many videos and lectures, as well as many students who talk to me, my seniors and my juniors. I have discussed with my seniors what I should be doing, and I have been discussing with my juniors now. So the common question which comes up is, which subject should I focus first? Definitely all the details about the weightage and all, you all know, the short subject, long subject, everything you know. But one thing you should know is that if you are weak in one subject, that is a subject you should go first. At least from today onwards, after hearing this video, you should remember that you should never ask this question, which subject should I learn first? The subject which is to be learned first is the subject which you're weak at. For example, I had an aversion, or I had difficulty in learning surgery. It's a personal thing. I had difficulty in learning surgery and surgical subjects. So when it came to my surgery, I mean the NEET PG preparation, I always kept postponing my surgery topics towards the end. But what happened in the end? I just got panicked, because every time I think about my exam, I was like, okay, I have prepared all the other subjects well, but surgery, I'm not good in surgery, and I've not been good previously also. So this is a very wrong thing. You should give no space for such things to occur. You have plenty of time now. So you should start learning the difficult subject first. The easy subject you can learn like this. If you're in a hurry, you can learn the easy subject even faster. But difficult subject will drag. So what you should do is, you should try and complete the difficult subject. If it's a short subject, it will be very easy for you. You can complete it faster. And one tip to complete a difficult subject, if you're finding it very difficult, is clubbing of subjects. Clubbing of subject is that you will be having a easy subject, say for medicine. You start reading medicine. If you read 10 pages also, you won't get tired. What to do is that, break reading, read 5 pages, and then go through the difficult topic, or the topic which you don't like, for a few pages, maybe 1, 2 or 3 pages. Go in an organized manner, and then again return back to your favorite subject. You should never say no without trying this, because this is a clubbing of subjects works. It has always worked. So there is no situation that it won't work. It's only because you have not tried. So at least for 1 week you should try this. And by the end of the week, what happens is that the result is so beautiful that you'll be amazed. That is, you have finished a topic of your topic of interest, whichever it is, medicine or whichever of interest is, and meanwhile you've also finished a difficult topic in between. Okay, at least a part of that. So you should always try clubbing of a difficult subject with an easy one and take it forward, and you should try for at least 1 or 2 weeks before you get accustomed to it. So always try that. And the next very important question that comes is that how much hours of study should I put into while preparing for NEET PG? Again, this is a very vague question, because if I'm a person who studies for 10 hours, I can't push myself and study 15 hours because it will be very tiring for me and I may not retain. But think the other way around. If I'm a person who can study for 10 hours and I feel that I can study for 2 more hours, I should study for 12 hours. Why? Because the simple concept is that more the time you study, better your rank. It's not about the amount you study, the contents or the topics which you get exposed to increases with the amount of time you devote. So, more the number of hours you study, better your rank. There is no doubt about it, and never correlate this again with your PG or UG times. That is, my roommate has studied less and she or she has got a distinction. Please don't put that concepts into this. NEET PG or MCQ solving is a different league. So forget all that. You should focus on the maximum amount of time using it effectively, as well as for MCQs. As long as our exams are in the MCQ pattern, cultivating a gaming attitude for the MCQs. Okay, and now we have got this subject thing, and now we have got the time thing. So I said, if you're able to learn for 10 hours, what you should do is that you should try to learn 2 hours by combined study. Push forward with 2 hours to 4 hours with combined study. It's seen that sometimes even if you intend to study for 2 hours, it comes up to 4 hours of combined study, and the total work hours comes up to 14 hours, which means you're doing a very good job, and the like your likelihood of getting a rank goes really high. So always try this. If you're capable of doing 10 hours, do 10 hours. And if there's a possibility of a 2 hours more with a combined study with a partner of your same wavelength who's having the same pace of study, do that. Don't hold back in the initial days thinking lots of time is left. The initial days are very crucial. I will tell you why. The initial days of preparation is very important. Why? The initial days is very important because, as I said, the gaming attitude, the next most important thing in your NEET PG preparation is revision. You can say 100 times and write it down everywhere. Revision for minimum of 3 times is a necessity for getting a rank. And if you have done 3 times revision, I guarantee you the seat which you want. And this is not something I just say again for fun's sake. This is a proven thing. For my seniors, juniors, with us, everybody, with my own batch, if you have managed to complete at least 3 times revision, you will hit the target for sure. As you say in Candy Crush, you will break the block for sure. But if you don't have time for 3 revisions, something has gone wrong in between. So don't let the something go wrong in between. So from the very initial day, you should be very planned. That is, initial day onwards, you should start putting the maximum work hours at least within this second week onwards, and you should do it in such a way that September first week your first set of reading is over. What do you mean by the first set of reading is over? First set of reading is over means that you will no longer read anything new after September except for the tips or the extra new facts your friend might say, you might learn in some other app or something. Otherwise, after September first week, your primary learning is over and you're not going to learn anything new. Only thing you will do after September first week is that revise whatever you have learned in a very proper way, very scheduled. You should make a schedule and do that such that by the exam your third revision is over. There is no shortcut. If you do 3 revisions, you hit the target for sure. There is no shortcuts. Do 3 times revision. So first of all, cultivate the habit of doing MCQs. Go with the difficult subject first. Club it with a easy subject of yours. It will work. and always devote the maximum amount possible, and then make sure you revise, so that start start from the this phase when you have got plenty of time. Start now so that you can very well do in the last few months. You don't have to panic at all. It's like easy cake when you go towards the last session. If you And the next important thing is sleep hygiene. You should be sleeping for a good amount of time. It will differ from person to person. If my friend is sleeping for 8 hours, I can sleep for 6 hours and still be fresh. So dedicate that amount of time for sleeping that you feel fresh. And it should not be that I sleep in between 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. No, at least during your preparation period you should have a very good discipline. A discipline is very important. And if you have a combined study partner, you can put a plan so that you both can help each other with the timings. So even if one person is feeling lazy or something, the other person can help. So that's a very good thing with the having a study partner. So all this, if you put into this thing, no matter however this topics or this thing changes, it's all about your approach towards MCQs, the time you devote for learning. No matter if the concept, what to say, the pattern of the exam is not going to affect you at all, because you're prepared in all the ways that you can give the answer or you can give the exam really well. So this is all for this video. So it's a very good time to start for the NEET PG 2020 preparation. So all the best. Let's see in the next video, where I'll be discussing some 5 to 10 very important tricks to solve the MCQs. You should have that tuned in your brain so that you crack the MCQs like this. Even if you know three, just even if you eliminate one option, I'll make sure that you will answer the rest of the question. With 3 options, I'll teach you how to go about it. Okay, so thank you and all the best.